Hello you beautiful people and welcome to today's video. Today you can watch me paint the cover page of the third chapter of my webcomic and the background, and I thought it would be a fun idea to start a new series on my channel with it. I have a problem with going through with those. But I like to try out new things, and I thought it would be a little bit of fun to introduce the characters of my comic to you this way. And this, as I mentioned, will be used as the chapter 3 cover page for Tapas and Webtoon. And if you want to read my webcomic, I will link it down below. I plan on doing it a bit differently than I did it last time. For example, I switched to traditional inking and stuff this time because it's just way more convenient for me and I'm way more faster when I'm working traditionally. For some reason, also it's not as straining on my wrist, and yeah, as I mentioned, it's way faster. And also, I'm gonna start uploading 2 pages every week, and I'm gonna start this next the next Sunday. If everything goes according to plan, I really hope so. If not, there will be a text in the description explaining why not. But I'm in good hope that it will be turning out alright, and I'm gonna start uploading these pages. I've already scanned them, and I just, at this point in time, at the beginning of the week, I just need to do the paneling digitally. I'm doing that in Clip Studio Paint. And I'm doing the lettering and the speech bubbles digitally as well. And yeah, that's that. And so I would like to introduce you to Megan today. Megan is a forest elf. That's the species she's a part of. And she is the babysitter for Todd, or she has been the babysitter for Todd, who is Leslie's nephew, who he takes care of. I'm going to introduce Leslie and Todd in another video, but I thought I would like to start with Megan because she plays a little side role that is kind of important to the plot in this chapter. And yeah, I just would like to tell a few things about her. And the first thing is she's so the forest elves that I've imagined are very caring and are very in touch with nature and themselves, and they like, most of them like plants a lot. Eleanor, who's also a forest elf, who's also a part in this chapter, really likes plants as well. And if you're reading it, you'll see what she's doing in the burger restaurant where she works, which has also a little bit to do with plants. But yeah, Megan is in her mid-20s, early 20s, mid-20s. I'm not, I think that's what I planned for her. And as I mentioned, she is Todd's babysitter. She took care of Todd for a long time, starting when she was a teen, kind of. He's 14 now. And yeah, she is very caring, and she is currently in the story studying to become a social worker who would like to work with children who have problems, and that's why she also really likes to take care of Jane, to learn more about her condition and all that. And yeah, she's very caring. She's the sporty type. She really likes to do running and workouts and yoga, and she just likes doing things that are good for herself and keeping herself fit and stuff. And she also really cares about Leslie, who she knows quite a few years now. And yeah, that's kind of her deal. And she's the type of person you can call like in the middle of the night, and yeah, she'll come to you and help you with whatever you're dealing with. She's a good friend, and she's very caring and loving, and yeah. I don't wanna like spoil too much. I'm gonna adjust my chair. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want to spoil too much about her because there are a few things that would be spoilers to the story, so I'm not gonna tell them right away. I just want to introduce her as kind of a short bio, so you know a bit about her and a bit about the species that she belongs to. I have different elf types in this fantasy setting, in this urban fantasy setting. The first ones are the wood elves or the forest elves that you can see here clearly. Most of them have a little bit of a tan. Their skin colors range from lighter brownish, warm brown colors to dark, like everything you can imagine they can have as a skin color. And a lot of them have a bit more of light hair, and they also can have like very colorful hair colors. Eleanor, for example, has this light purple, this light lilac as a hair color. And then there are the dark elves that I'm gonna introduce at a later point, who have grayish to violetish kind of skin, and those elves mostly have like darker hair, except if they dye it, of course. And of course there are some exceptions. For example, when there's a forest elf and a forest elf and a dark elf having a kid together, then the hair can be lighter. That's like magical stuff for you. That's not how most genes work in the real world, but in my fantasy world that can happen. And yeah, let me talk a bit about the painting itself and the motive. So the story takes place in a very large city, and Leslie lives in the city with his kids, with Jane and with Todd. I just call them his kids because he's basically their dad at this point. And Megan does as well. She used to live a bit more close to him when she was younger and still lived with her mother. And right now she's living on her own already while she's studying, and she moved a bit further away. So Leslie has to take the car that is wrecked at this point in the story, or the bus, or he could go there by walking, but he takes the bus with Jane because it's more convenient. And I imagine him to have like a ticket, so he can a monthly ticket, so he can just take the bus and take his kids with him or something. I don't have figured out how the bus system works in the city yet, but like this is how you can imagine it. And yeah, that's that. I try in this comic to learn more about background drawing and about drawing crowds of people and a lot of different kind of characters in a scene. I really like putting in those small details, and that's just, I don't know why, but it's so much more easy when I'm drawing traditionally. I don't know why. It's just the way it is. Maybe it's because it's more natural to my hand. I grew up like mostly without drawing tablets. I had a very chunky one when I was a kid, but it did not really work as well as the Wacoms and stuff. I did not even know that there was a thing that's called pressure sensitivity, and I worked with Art Rage. Maybe someone still knows Art Rage. I think that's the name of the program. And yeah, it was. I did not even know that there was a thing like layers and stuff. But I grew up mostly using traditional media, and most of the manga art I consumed, I saw and stuff was drawn with Copic markers or watercolors. So I did strive to learn that, and then I strayed away from it for a while. Now I'm coming back to it because it just feels natural to my hand. I don't know. It does not strain as easily. I can draw way longer using traditional media. It's just so much more convenient. I don't know. I know it's a bit more expensive, but I'm willing to spend that coin if my wrist is healthy. Does that make sense? I think so. I've made myself a delicious milk tea with green tea and almond milk and a bit of honey, and it's so tasty. Ow! But I clonked the mug against my teeth. That's not nice. So yeah, I discovered that I really enjoy painting. I don't know. For the longest time I thought I was like not suited for painting with opaque mediums, especially. But it's so much fun. I don't know. Maybe I'm just changing. The more the older I get, I change a bit from what I prefer to use in my art. I think that's the reason. But also, I really want to get more into like real watercolor illustrations. This is why I chose to do the cover for this chapter a bit more detailed, a bit more background, and also traditionally. Also because I got a 100% cotton paper pad for my birthday last month, and it's so nice. Guys, I told you in the last video that cotton paper really makes a huge difference, and it really does. And it was so much fun to use for this illustration. It's if you wanna, I know there are cheaper options, but I think Canson is more cheap with their 100% watercolor pads. But this one is from the expert line from Arteza, and it took me a bit of braveness. I don't know what the correct word is, but to draw this big. But I tried to draw an illustration in A5, and there was not enough space for me. I just needed a bit more space, so I decided it is okay to use the good paper. Sometimes I have to convince myself, like, you are allowed to use your good paper. It's fine. And somebody's screaming outside. There's still a lot of snow, and I think it's probably some kids or someone who screams at their dog, because the dogs are going wild because they like snow here. I think. Yeah, I think it was someone with their dog. The dog is very cute. Where was I? Oh yeah, a 100% cotton watercolor paper. It really makes a huge difference. Especially I got last year or the year before, I don't know. Time is not existing. I got huge wash brushes, like brushes that can hold a lot of water, so I can do huge washes. This is what I use to make the wall look that even. Like the first coat is just, as you can see, just gray, and then I added when it was dry the shadows and the little cracks on top, and those brushes are work very, very well for that. And for the details, I like to use a bit of a brush that is more sturdy, so I can make like smaller details, as mentioned. And yeah, And that's really all I have to say for this painting. I think I told you everything about Megan as well. She's called Meg for short. And also, one last thing, Todd has a little crush on her because he really likes strong girls. That's kind of his thing, and he finds her really cool. I think it's like a lot of admiration, not a literal first time crush, but yeah, maybe it is a first time crush. Like, she's cool, she's independent, she knows what she wants, and she's just a strong girl, and he kind of likes that, I think. And I find her very cute. And she of course knows that and is like, oh boy, this little guy, I changed his diapers once. And yeah, it's kind of a cute dynamic. Yeah, so I know that the background is a bit... I'm looking at the picture, I'm not looking at the speed paint because my computer does not want me to record voiceovers when the video footage is still running. So I'm just looking at the scanned image here and I'm like, yeah, I know it's not perfect, but I'm very proud of how I did the perspective, and I'm very proud that I drew a whole background in A4. Back in uni, I had to draw like illustrations in A2, and up to A0. I'm sorry, up to A0, and but that was a long time ago. That was like almost 10 years ago. At this point, it's like 8 years ago. I think I was finished with 22 with art school, uni, whatever, and that's been a while. I'm so old, but it's fine. Yeah, so it's a huge step for me to draw in this size, and I'm very proud of myself, obviously. And I think that's very important these days, to have like these small successes and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know how much video footage I will have left at this point. And if there's some left, but yeah, I thank you very much for watching, and we see each other next time. And until we see each other, please do something that makes you happy. And also, if you like this video, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I really I don't want to say that, but I really enjoy reading comments, so I would love to hear something from you, like, how's your day been? Do you like to draw on cotton watercolor paper? Like, do you like painting? Anything. You can tell me anything in the comments. I love to talk about art-related stuff. So yeah, we see each other next time. Bye!